Welcome to StoryLearn English, where every hour brings a new story, and every story helps to improve your English. Today's story is The Road of Patience, a calm and inspiring English story designed to help you relax, feel better, and improve your English listening skills naturally. Let's get started. Chapter 1. The Boy Who Wanted Everything Fast. 14-year-old Aaron lived in a small town near the edge of a quiet forest. The town was peaceful, with narrow streets, wooden houses, and a river that shone silver under the moonlight. But Aaron was different from most children in the town. He was impatient. He wanted success quickly, answers instantly, and results without waiting. Every morning, he woke up late and rushed through his chores. When his mother asked him to help in their family shop, he sighed and complained. "Why does everything take so long?" he often said. "Because good things grow slowly," his mother always replied with a smile. But Aaron didn't believe her. Not yet. One evening, after a long day of school, Aaron sat outside their house. He watched birds flying home, the sun slowly disappearing, and the sky turning orange. "Even the sunset takes so much time," he muttered. Just then, an old man walked by. He had a long beard, warm eyes, and carried a wooden staff. "Why such a long face, young boy?" the man asked. Aaron shrugged. "Everything is too slow. I want to succeed. I want to be good at something, but everything takes forever. I wish there was a faster way." The old man chuckled softly. "If the wind blew too fast, would the birds still fly?" Aaron frowned. "What does that mean?" "You will understand, if you are patient." And with that, he walked away. Aaron didn't know it yet, but the old man would soon change his life. Chapter 2. The Mysterious Map. A week later, Aaron found the tiny wooden box outside their shop door. There was no name on it, only a carved symbol, the same symbol the old man's staff had. Inside the box, Aaron found a map. It showed the nearby forest, and deep inside it was the place marked The Hill of Learning. Below it were 4 words: "Success comes step by step." Aaron felt curious. What if the map led to something valuable? What if it held secrets that could make him successful quickly? He stuffed the map into his bag and ran toward the forest. The trees stood tall and quiet, their branches forming dark patterns against the sky. Birds chirped and leaves rustled under Aaron's hurried footsteps. After walking for an hour, Aaron reached a strange wooden sign. "If you rush, you will return. If you learn, you will move forward." Aaron rolled his eyes. More sayings about patience. He kept walking until he reached a long path of uneven stones. Each stone had a word carved on it: work, try, repeat, focus, grow, wait. Aaron stepped on the stones one by one. The air grew cooler. The forest became silent. At the end of the path stood a small hut. Smoke rose from the chimney. A warm yellow light glowed inside. Aaron knocked. The door opened. It was the old man.
Chapter 3. Master Rowan. "So you came," the old man said with a gentle smile. "You left a map for me," Aaron complained. "Why? What is this place? Are you a magician?" The old man laughed. "My name is Master Rowan, and no, I am not a magician. I am a teacher. This," he pointed to the hill behind the hut, "is the Hill of Learning." Aaron looked confused. A hill can't make me successful. Rowan raised a finger. Not the hill, the journey. He led Aaron inside. The hut was filled with books, tools, strange plants, and small wooden boxes. On one wall hung a large frame that said, "You will become what you practice." Rowan sat down and poured tea. "Aaron, you want to succeed fast, but everything you want requires patience. Skill needs time. Strength needs repetition. Wisdom needs experience." Aaron sighed. "But it's so hard to wait." Rowan leaned back. "That is why you are here. If you want to learn from this hill, you must follow 3 rules." He handed Aaron a scroll. The 3 rules of the Hill of Learning. Practice something every day. Accept mistakes. They are steps, not failures. No rushing. If you rush, you return to the beginning. Aaron frowned. "This sounds like work." Rowan smiled. "Everything worth having is work." Then he pointed outside. "Your training begins tomorrow."
Chapter 4. The First Test. The next morning, Rowan woke Aaron before sunrise. "Your first task," he said, "is simple. Carry this bucket of water to the top of the hill." "That's easy." Aaron grabbed the bucket and ran. Halfway up, he was out of breath. Water spilled everywhere. The bucket became lighter, but not because of his strength. When he reached the top, the bucket was almost empty. Rowan appeared beside him. "You ran." "I wanted to finish fast," Aaron replied. "And what happened?" Aaron looked at the nearly empty bucket. "Sometimes," Rowan said, "going fast doesn't help you reach the goal. It helps you lose what you were carrying." They walked back down together. "Tomorrow," Rowan said, "you will try again, slowly." Aaron groaned, but said nothing.
Chapter 5. Small Steps. The next morning, Aaron tried again. This time, he walked slowly. Water still moved, but he adjusted his pace. He focused on each step. When he reached the top, the bucket was almost full. Rowan nodded proudly. "See? Slow is sometimes faster." Aaron didn't fully understand, but he felt a small spark of confidence. Chapter 6. The Second Test. Rowan then gave Aaron a wooden box. "Inside this box," Rowan said, "is a puzzle. You must solve it before sunset." Aaron opened the box. The puzzle had nearly 100 small wooden pieces. "This is impossible," Aaron cried. Rowan shrugged. "Impossible only means you have not tried." For the first hour, Aaron rushed. He pushed pieces together forcefully. Nothing worked. Then he remembered the 3 rules. He took a deep breath. He slowed down. He tried different combinations patiently. Piece by piece, the puzzle began to form a picture, a tree with wide branches. As the sun touched the edge of the forest, Aaron placed the final piece. He had finished. Rowan smiled warmly. Patience builds clarity. When the mind is calm, solutions appear. Aaron felt proud, but tired.
Chapter 7. The Third Test. Days passed. Aaron learned to chop wood, cook simple meals, climb the hill, read old scrolls, meditate, and take notes. Every day, Rowan repeated the same lesson. Small steps make long journeys. But the final test was the most difficult. Rowan took Aaron to the river. "You must build a small wooden bridge. It needs to be strong enough to hold your weight. You have 7 days." Aaron felt overwhelmed. "There are too many steps. Cutting wood, measuring, tying ropes." Rowan placed a hand on his shoulder. "Success is built from many small actions. Don't look at the whole bridge. Look at today's piece." So Aaron began. Day 1, he chose wood. Day 2, he measured carefully. Day 3, he cut slowly and steadily. Day 4, he tied the ropes. Day 5, he built the frame. Day 6, he added the steps. Day 7, he tested the strength. When he walked across the bridge on the last day, it did not break. For the first time, Aaron felt truly powerful, because he had built something real, something meaningful, something patient. Rowan clapped. "You have learned what you needed." Aaron asked softly, "Does this mean I'm successful now?" Rowan smiled. "You have learned the road. Walking it is your next journey." Chapter 8. Returning Home. When Aaron returned to his town, everyone noticed a change in him. He woke early. He helped his mother without complaining. He practiced reading and writing every day. He exercised. He stayed calm even when things were difficult. He did not become successful in one night, but every day he grew a little more. One evening, his mother asked, "What happened to you, Aaron?" Aaron looked at the sunset, the same slow, beautiful sunset he once complained about, and he smiled. "I learned that slow doesn't mean weak. It means growing, one step at a time." His mother hugged him. Chapter 9. The Real Success. Months passed. Aaron became the best student in his school, not because he was the smartest, but because he was the most patient. He helped younger students with homework. He finished tasks on time. He built small projects. He learned new skills. He became respected. One day, Aaron walked past the forest again. He hoped to see Rowan. At the same wooden sign, he found another box. Inside the box was the old man's wooden staff. Attached to it was a note. "You walked the road of patience. Now help others walk theirs." Aaron held the staff tightly. He whispered, "Thank you, Master Rowan." From that day on, Aaron helped everyone who needed guidance, just the way Rowan helped him. He had become something more than successful. He had become wise.
Chapter 10. A New Beginning. Aaron's life changed after receiving Rowan's staff. The wooden staff wasn't magical, yet it made him feel responsible. It reminded him of everything he had learned: the long walks, the failed attempts, the slow progress, and the quiet victories. He placed the staff beside his bed every night. Every morning, he touched it before starting his day. It became a symbol of discipline. People in town started noticing his steady growth. They came for help. Children with homework, adults needing errands, shopkeepers needing a hand. Aaron helped everyone, not to show off, but because helping made him feel alive. One day, the mayor of the town invited him. "Aaron, we need someone patient and dependable to organize our spring festival. Would you like to help?" Aaron was surprised. The entire festival? It was a huge responsibility. But he remembered Rowan's words, "Small steps make long journeys." He accepted. Chapter 11. The Festival Challenge. Organizing the spring festival was far more difficult than Aaron expected. He had to arrange decorations for the streets, food stalls, musicians, children's games, safety and cleaning teams, and performers for the evening show. Every day brought a new challenge. Some volunteers did not show up on time. Some shops argued about where their stall should be. Some children wanted more games than the budget allowed. Musicians changed their schedules suddenly. Aaron felt stressed. "Why is nothing going smoothly?" he complained. His mother smiled and gave him a cup of warm tea. Because good things test your patience first. Aaron sighed. He wanted to finish quickly, but he knew rushing would create more problems. So he planned everything again, quietly and slowly this time. He divided tasks into small lists. He talked to the shopkeepers politely. He listened to children's ideas. He asked volunteers what time worked best for them. He adjusted schedules without panicking. And slowly, very slowly, things began to fall into place.
Chapter 12. The Setback. 3 days before the festival, a big storm hit the town. Heavy rain flooded the open field where the festival was supposed to take place. Decorations were ruined. Stage lights stopped working. The wooden structures were soaked. The volunteers panicked. "Cancel the festival," someone shouted. "It's impossible to fix everything in 3 days," another said. Aaron felt his heart sink. He walked to the flooded field. Water reflected the gray sky. Everything he planned looked broken. For a moment, he felt like giving up. Then he remembered the first test on the hill, the bucket of water, the spilled effort, and the slow climb. He whispered to himself, "Slow doesn't mean weak. Start again." The next morning, he called everyone. "We are not canceling anything," Aaron said calmly. "We will fix everything together, one step at a time." His calm voice surprised the crowd. Slowly, people nodded, and they began. Chapter 13. Rising After the Storm. The next 2 days were difficult, but the entire community worked together under Aaron's guidance. The men repaired the stage. Women helped remake decorations. Children carried tools and small items. Shopkeepers cleaned the muddy stalls. Teenagers tested lights and speakers. Aaron didn't sit still for even 1 minute. He carried wood. He painted signs. He listened to problems. He taught children to tie knots. He encouraged tired volunteers. Everyone followed his lead. At the end of the second day, the field looked bright again, brighter than before. People started calling him the Boy of Patience. Aaron blushed, but he felt proud. Chapter 14. The Festival Day. The morning of the spring festival arrived. The sun rose softly, and a cool breeze swept through the town. Colorful ribbons hung from every house. Lanterns floated above the streets. Musicians tuned their instruments. Stalls filled with food, books, toys, and handmade crafts. Children laughed. Parents smiled. Visitors from nearby villages came in groups. And in the center of the field stood Arin, holding Rowan's staff. The mayor tapped his shoulder. "You did it, Arin." Arin looked around. So many happy faces. So many people enjoying the moment. He felt something warm in his heart. Success didn't feel like he had imagined as a child. It was not loud or dramatic. It was quiet, peaceful, steady, like the sunrise. Chapter 15. The Return of Rowan. As the evening approached, the festival lights glowed gold. Children danced around the lanterns, musicians played soft music, and families enjoyed warm food. Arin sat near a tree, finally resting. Suddenly, he noticed a familiar figure walking through the crowd. A long beard, warm eyes, a wooden staff. Arin stood up. "Master Rowan, are you really here?" The old man smiled. "I knew I could trust you to forget me no sooner than a month." Arin ran to him and hugged him tightly. Rowan laughed. "I see patience has become your friend." Arin told him everything: the storm, the rebuilding, the teamwork, the success. Rowan listened silently, nodding. "Now you understand," Rowan said. "Patience is not waiting. It is working quietly, step by step, even when everything seems broken." Arin felt a deep sense of respect. "Master, are you here for the festival?" Rowan smiled mysteriously. "I came to see the boy who became a teacher." Arin blinked. "A teacher? I'm just helping." Rowan shook his head. "When you show others the way, you become a guide. That is a teacher." Those words stayed in Arin's heart forever.
Chapter 16. The Secret of the Staff. Rowan handed Aaron the wooden staff again. "Do you know why I gave you this?" Rowan asked. Aaron shook his head. Rowan tapped the ground with the staff. A hollow sound echoed. "It is empty inside," Rowan said, "just like the mind must be, empty of rush, empty of noise, empty of fear." Aaron ran his hand along the smooth wood. "An empty mind," Rowan continued, "is ready to learn. A patient mind is ready to grow." Aaron finally understood. The staff was a symbol of calmness, of clarity, of steady progress. Chapter 17. A New Duty. Rowan visited Aaron's family for dinner that night. The town welcomed him warmly. Later, before leaving, Rowan said, "Aaron, you have learned discipline, strength, and patience. But now you must do something more." "What is it?" Aaron asked. "Teach others. Guide those who rush. Help those who fear failure. Lead those who need calmness." Aaron felt nervous. "Me? Teach others?" Rowan placed a hand on his shoulder. "You learned step by step. They will too. You only need to show the way." Aaron took a deep breath. "Then I will do it." Rowan smiled, the same warm smile Aaron remembered from the hill. And then he slowly walked away into the night. Chapter 18. The Legacy of Patience. Months passed. Aaron started a small group for children and teenagers. Every evening he taught them how to practice slowly, how to accept mistakes, how to stay calm, how to focus, how to build good habits, how to take small steps every day. At first, only 3 children came, then 10, then 30. Soon, the entire town knew Aaron as someone who could guide the young. One afternoon, Aaron stood on a hill, watching the town below. Lanterns swayed gently. Children played. Shops were busy. The river shone silver, just like in his childhood. Aaron whispered, "I'm walking the road, Master Rowan, and I'll help others walk it too." The wind blew softly, almost as if answering him. Aaron looked at the wooden staff he held. It was not just Rowan's staff anymore. It was a symbol of everything he had become. Patient, calm, strong, wise. The journey had been long. The road was still ahead, but Aaron no longer feared it. He knew one thing with absolute certainty. Success grows slowly, and that is what makes it strong.
Years later, Orin stood once again on the same hill where his journey had truly begun. The town below shimmered with soft golden lights, and distant laughter floated through the air. Children he once guided were now young adults, calm, confident, and patient, each carrying a quiet strength he recognized in himself. Orin tapped Ruin's old wooden staff gently on the ground. It no longer felt like a gift from a master. It felt like a part of his own soul. The wind carried a familiar whisper, warm and steady. "Small steps make long journeys." Orin smiled. Those words were no longer just a lesson. They were the shape of his entire life. A young boy walked up the hill toward him, nervous but hopeful. "Orin, will you teach me? I want to be better. I want to learn patience." Orin placed a hand on the boy's shoulder, just as Rowan once did for him. "Of course," he said softly. "We'll go step by step." As they walked down the hill together, the moon rose over the quiet town, bright, calm, patient, and Orin understood, finally and fully. A life lived slowly, gently, and with purpose becomes a light for others.
Thank you so much for listening to today's story. If you want to learn English through relaxing bedtime stories and improve your listening skills, please subscribe to StoryLearn English and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a new story. Sleep well, keep learning, and see you in the next one.